Hi there, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be making for you some Cajun chicken lasagna roll-ups. And as you can see, I've already got my chicken and sausage browning in my pan. And I have my sauce working on the back here. I just took a can of garlic and onion spaghetti sauce, can of tomato sauce. I reserved some of it for in my filling. And then a jar of roasted bell peppers, and I've got that going with a little bit of chipotle chili pepper in the bath pot here. And then I have my pot of boiling water going. I'm going to cook up a pound of lasagna noodles, and we'll use those for the roll-up. I'm also going to go ahead and show you another way that you can serve this as an individual lasagna. So I'm going to go ahead and finish working with a few of these things, get my lasagna noodles in my water here, and I'll be back to show you how to put it all together. Okay, I've got my lasagna noodles going here. They're going to need to cook for about 10 minutes, and that will give me plenty of time to finish my sauce and my filling. So today I'm going to be using the Philadelphia cooking cream, the Santa Fe blend. I absolutely love this stuff. It's awesome. It's got all kinds of crazy flavor in it. I'm going to be putting about 2/3 of it into my filling and 1/3 of it into my sauce. I'm going to kind of stretch it as far as we can here. Just going to go ahead and put 2/3 of that in there. Alright. And then the rest of it goes right into my sauce bubbling way back here. Alright. Oh, there's my oven. I'll go ahead and scrape out the last bits of that here in a minute. I'm going to give this a stir. And then also to my filling, I'm going to go ahead and add 1/4 of a cup of tomato sauce that I reserved from the can. And I'm just going to stir that around. We've got some frozen chopped spinach that we've squeezed dry and put in here. And then with all the flavors of that Santa Fe cooking cream, it's totally awesome. You don't have to do anything else. And the spinach will soak that up, and it'll be absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to let that continue to work. While I am gone, I'm going to actually go ahead and blend my sauce smooth. I have an immersion blender, so I'll just stick that right in there and whir it up. If you don't have an immersion blender, you can use a regular blender. Just, be careful. Or you could use a food processor as well. Those are all things you can use to get your sauce nice and smooth. So I'm going to let my lasagna noodles finish cooking. We've got about 5 more minutes on there. And finish up with my sauce, and then when I come back I will show you the 2 different ways that you can put these together. You can either do them as a roll-up, which is the way that the original recipe calls for, or you can do them as little mini individual lasagnas, which are also very fun. So I'll show you those when I come back. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to show you how to put these together now, the 2 different ways that I told you about. First, what I did is I went ahead and drained my lasagna noodles. I went ahead and rinsed them in cold water so that they would be easy to handle, and they wouldn't be too hot. Just going to lay one out on my board. Now, the inspiration for this recipe actually came. I visited a friend back in January in Florida, and we went to a local Cajun restaurant, and I just love the flavors. And so I put some of those flavors that I had there together and came up with this recipe. And it reminds me of a very fun vacation and a good friend and good food. Now I've gone ahead and I have a baking dish here for the roll-ups, and I went ahead and I put some of my sauce in the bottom of the pan to help keep these from sticking. Now I'm just going to take my chicken and sausage mixture and with my spinach in it, and I'm going to put that in there, and then I'm just going to roll it up carefully. And some of this is going to fall apart, but that is perfectly fine. Just going to roll it up in there. And then we're going to stick it in our baking dish with the edge that's, the last edge sticking down into the sauce, so that'll kind of help hold it together. And do a couple more here. And I always wanted to do this even as, say, lasagna, but lasagna just takes far too long for the 1 hour cooking rules, so I went ahead and made these into roll-ups or individual lasagnas. And they taste just good, and who doesn't like having their own little individual thing on a plate, right? Alright, I've got a couple of those in there. And for my roll-ups, that's all I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and cover them with some more sauce here. And then I'm going to cover them with some shredded cheese. There we go, that looks good. And then I'm going to pop them in the oven, and I'm going to bake them for about 25 to 30 minutes. Now for the second way to go ahead and put these together, for the individual lasagnas, you just take lasagna noodle and you stick it in a large muffin cup. Ooh, if it'll cooperate with me here. Stick one way, put the other one the other way, so you've got them crisscrossed. And you're going to put in a little bit of sauce. And again, I've stuck some sauce on the bottom to kind of help keep them from sticking, and I sprayed it with some non-stick cooking spray. And you're going to put a scoop of your chicken, sausage, and spinach mixture, and then fold one of each over. Repeat with some more sauce and some more chicken and spinach mixture. Fold the other two over, more sauce, and then top it with some cheese, and you're going to bake it just like you would these others over here. Okay, and that's it. It's that easy. I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of these, pop them in the oven, and when I come back, I'll show you the completed product. Alright, as you can see, I have pulled my Cajun chicken roll-ups out of the oven, and there they are, the ones that I baked. In the little pan, just as the roll-ups, and this is what it looks like when it comes out as the individual lasagna. I just stuck it in my muffin cups and went ahead and just used a couple of forks to pull it out and plop it on the plate. So everybody gets their own individual lasagna, or you can bake them up like this, as the recipe originally calls for, and it will be absolutely yummy and all saucy and great. And I think I'm going to sit down and have these with a nice green salad and some garlic bread for my lunch, and I hope you enjoy this recipe as much as I do. One last tip for these Cajun chicken roll-ups. Now, if you have leftover sauce, which I always seem to, it freezes beautifully, and you could just use it the next time you make this dish. Or, another option is, you can use it as a base for soup. You could just add a little bit of cream and eat it as a roasted red pepper soup as it is, but it makes a fantastic base for a vegetable soup. You just add some chicken or beef stock or even vegetable stock to it, throw in a bag of mixed vegetables, and poof, you have a really, really good vegetable soup. Hearty and delicious. And that is my final tip for this recipe, and I hope you enjoy it.